Fresh is better. That is what you were told. At the market, on the packaging, by every health influencer who has ever filmed themselves next to a vegetable. Fresh means alive. Fresh means nutritious. Fresh means you are doing it right. It is also, in many cases, not true. What UK supermarkets sell as fresh has often been sitting in cold storage for days, sometimes weeks, before it reaches your trolley. By the time some fresh produce reaches your plate, it is nutritionally nowhere near what consumers imagine they are buying. Meanwhile, the frozen aisle, the one you walk past without slowing down, contains food that was processed within hours of harvest, locked at peak nutritional value, and has been waiting there for you ever since. And nobody is telling you this because fresh food carries a higher margin, a better story, and a price tag that reflects the aspiration attached to it rather than the nutritional content inside it. For years, shoppers paid extra for the illusion of freshness. 9 frozen foods that outperform their fresh counterparts in ways the packaging will never explain. This starts now. Items 1 to 3 will challenge what you think you know about nutrition. Items 4 to 6 will show you how supermarkets are using your trust against you. And items 7 to 9 will change how you spend your money and manage your kitchen. Every item escalates. Keep watching. We start with the one that sits in the most misleading corner of the entire supermarket. 1. Frozen berries. You reach for the punnet of fresh strawberries or blueberries, and it feels like the right decision. The color, the smell, the association with summer and health and eating well. That feeling is real. The nutritional justification for it is considerably shakier than you have been led to believe. Fresh berries sold in UK supermarkets are frequently picked before they are fully ripe, because ripe fruit bruises during transit and does not survive days of refrigerated storage. They are then transported, warehoused, distributed and shelved. By the time they reach your kitchen, the antioxidants that made them worth buying in the first place have been degrading for the better part of a week. Your money paid for the peak. Your body received what was left, and this is where the assumption collapses. Frozen berries are picked at full ripeness, processed within hours, and frozen immediately. The cold stops the degradation at its peak. Studies comparing the two have found that frozen berries frequently contain higher concentrations of vitamin C and antioxidants than their fresh equivalents tested at the point of retail. Not sometimes, frequently. The punnet on the shelf looks like the healthier choice. The bag in your freezer often is the healthier choice. Budget-friendly pricing, peak nutrition locked in, no mold developing by Tuesday, and that is only the beginning. The next one involves a deception so normalized that the industry does not even bother to hide it anymore. 2. Frozen fish. Fresh fish feels like the gold standard. The fishmonger display, the ice bed, the smell of the sea. When you buy fresh fish, you believe you are buying proximity to the ocean. But here is what the industry is counting on. Most people never ask how long that fish has actually been traveling. Supermarket fresh fish has often been at sea, on a vessel, in transport, in a distribution center, and on a shelf for somewhere between 3 and 7 days before it reaches your basket. Frozen fish, by contrast, is frequently flash frozen within hours of being caught, at temperatures that lock in quality and safety at a level of fish on a multi-day journey simply cannot match. The flesh is in better structural condition, the omega-3 content is better preserved, the microbial load is lower. But the worst part is this: some supermarket frozen fish is defrosted and then sold on the fresh counter. Read that again. The fish labelled fresh in the chilled aisle was frozen. You buy it believing it is fresh, take it home and refreeze it, degrading the quality of something that was already not what the presentation implied. Frozen fish purchased as frozen and cooked from frozen bypasses, that entire chain of misrepresentation. Excellent protein source, more honest than the fresh counter and considerably easier on your weekly budget. If this video changes the way you shop, hit subscribe, because the next foods get even more surprising. Then there is the one that has been quietly winning a nutritional argument for decades while nobody was paying attention. 3. Frozen peas. Frozen peas are so ordinary, so unglamorous, so completely taken for granted that nobody thinks seriously about them. They sit at the back of every freezer in Britain. They are also one of the most nutritionally intact vegetables in the entire supermarket, and they got that way precisely because of how they are processed. Peas begin losing vitamin C the moment they are picked. Fresh peas sold in the chilled section have often been traveling for days, and the degradation is well underway before you ever open the packet. Frozen peas are blanched and frozen within hours of harvest, a process that halts the breakdown and preserves vitamin C at a level your fresh alternatives cannot maintain over the same time frame. Quick reality check. A study published in the Journal of the Science of Food and Agriculture found that frozen peas retain significantly more vitamin C than fresh peas, stored for several days. No preservatives needed because the cold is the preservation. Long shelf life, zero waste, cheap enough to eat daily, and more nutritious at the point you actually eat them than what you are paying a premium for in the fresh section. They were never the inferior option, they were just never given the packaging budget to tell you otherwise. Stop here for a second. 3 foods in. All staples, all available in every UK supermarket. And in every single case, the frozen version preserves more nutritional value at the point you actually eat it than the fresh version on the illuminated shelf above it. This is documented peer-reviewed science. It is entirely absent from the way these products are marketed to you. The fresh premium built into your weekly shop is, in significant part, a story someone else is profiting from. Now it gets more deliberate. Now this is where frozen food starts embarrassing fresh produce, because the next 3 items are not just about nutrition, they are about how supermarkets are using your habits against you. 4. Frozen spinach. Fresh spinach signals effort. You bought the leaves, you had intentions. Then it yellowed in your crisper drawer before you got to it. Every bag that goes in the bin is not just food waste. It is a quiet signal that eating well is harder than it should be. And this changes everything. By the time most people finally use fresh spinach, a significant portion of the nutrients are already gone. Frozen spinach was blanched and locked at peak freshness. It is sitting in your freezer right now, waiting, still intact, while the fresh bag in your fridge counts down. No washing, no wilting, no waste. The frozen bag is the choice that actually survives your week. Now this is where frozen food starts embarrassing fresh produce. This next one is the frozen aisle's best kept secret, and the snack industry is extremely relieved you have not found it yet. 5. Frozen edamame. Most UK shoppers walk past frozen edamame without registering it. No brand recognition, no cultural familiarity. It sits quietly in the freezer section, overlooked by almost everyone. That oversight is costing you one of the most genuinely useful foods in the entire aisle. A single serving delivers around 17 grams of complete protein, meaning all 9 essential amino acids, alongside 8 grams of fiber, significant iron, folate, and vitamin K. That nutritional profile in a single frozen food, available in most major UK supermarkets, is remarkable. Most people have no idea it exists. Here is what the snack industry does not want you to realise. The crisps, crackers and cereal bars in your cupboard were engineered specifically to create hunger rather than satisfy it. Edamame, boiled from frozen in 5 minutes with a pinch of salt, does the opposite. It fills you, it sustains you, it costs less than almost any branded snack alternative. The reason nobody has been pointing you toward it is simple. There is no margin in something this honest. And now the one that exposes the real enemy of healthy eating in your household. It is not what you are buying, it is what you are throwing away. 6. Frozen mixed vegetables. The conversation about healthy eating always centers on what to buy. The conversation that never happens is about what actually gets eaten. Most fresh vegetables bought with good intentions do not reach a plate. They sit in your fridge through a busy week, go soft, go bad, and end up in the bin. The money you spent on them becomes guilt, and that guilt quietly becomes the reason healthy eating feels like failure. Supermarkets profit from that cycle every single week. Frozen mixed vegetables remove every friction point in that sequence. They do not spoil, they do not require planning, they do not demand a specific recipe on a specific evening. You add what you need, reseal the bag, and the rest is in exactly the same condition next week. Most people make the same mistake, confusing aspiration with consistency. Frozen mixed vegetables are not aspirational, they are consistent, and consistency is what actually changes your health. Mid-range budget pricing, no prep needed, zero waste by design. The nutritional value of blanched and frozen vegetables is comparable to fresh across most vitamins and minerals. For families, for seniors eating alone, for anyone whose relationship with vegetables has historically ended at the bottom of a bin bag, this is not the compromise. This is the option that works. Halfway through, and the next 3 are where it gets personal. The first 6 items were about nutrition and supermarket manipulation. The next 3 are about your money, your daily habits, and the food systems that have been quietly working against both. Every item from here escalates. The last one on this list is the most practically useful thing most people could add to their freezer tonight. The next one gets dismissed by people who have never actually compared them. Most shoppers never even realize what is happening. 7. Frozen broccoli. Fresh broccoli looks impressive in a way frozen broccoli does not. The whole head, the tight florets, the deep green. You buy it feeling like you are doing something right. Then it sits in your fridge for 4 days and you eat it anyway, past its best, because throwing it away feels worse. Sound familiar? This is happening in millions of British kitchens every single week. Here is what most shoppers never realise. That 4-day-old broccoli has been losing its key health compounds every single day it sat in your fridge. Frozen broccoli has lost none of them. It was locked in on day 1, pre-cut, no prep, cooks in minutes, often cheaper than fresh. The head of broccoli in your fridge is an aspiration, the bag in your freezer is a guarantee. This next one is not primarily a nutrition argument. It is something more unsettling than that. And the fresh meat industry has spent considerable money making sure you never think about it. 8. Frozen beef. Nobody romanticizes frozen meat. Fresh from the butcher, locally sourced, never frozen. That story carries real emotional weight. Your trust in it is exactly what the industry is counting on. Here is what they are not telling you. The word fresh on that supermarket label says nothing about when the beef was actually at its best. It describes where it is stored, not how long it has been there. And now, the twist. The red color that tells your brain this is fresh, that is the packaging doing its job. The color is maintained deliberately. It is a signal engineered for you, not a reflection of the product. Frozen beef processed and frozen quickly can arrive in your kitchen in genuinely better condition than fresh beef sitting in that cabinet behind a color designed to reassure you. Bulk buying cuts your cost per meal significantly. No 2-day window before it turns, no waste, and far more honesty about what you are actually bringing home. One more to go, and it is the one that wins on a Thursday night. 8 foods. 8 areas where the frozen version addresses something the fresh version fails at, whether that is nutritional retention, supermarket manipulation, daily waste, cost, or the engineered inconvenience of healthy eating. The last one is the most practical item on this list. It is also the one that competes most directly with a habit that is costing British households billions every year. And now the one that quietly beats the takeaway app, the crisp aisle, and the impulse decision every single time if it is already in your freezer. 9. Frozen sweet potato chunks. Thursday evening, you are tired. The fridge contains half an onion and a firm intention to order something. In that moment, the decision is not between cooking and a takeaway. It is between what is already in your kitchen and what is not. That is the moment frozen sweet potato chunks were made for, and almost nobody has made them a default part of their freezer. Plain frozen sweet potato chunks, not the seasoned wedges, not the processed versions, just the plain chunks. Roast from frozen in under 30 minutes and deliver something your body actually notices. Complex carbohydrates for sustained energy, significant fiber, beta-carotene, vitamin C and potassium. All of it in a bag that costs less than a side order from the app you were about to open. And this is where the real comparison lands and where it gets uncomfortable. The average UK takeaway portion is designed around the same psychological principle as the Maltesers bag. Remove friction, engineer the quantity, make stopping feel harder than continuing. Frozen sweet potato chunks roasted at home operate on none of those principles. They are filling in a way that processed food is specifically engineered not to be. Keeping a bag in your freezer does not require discipline. It just requires that the bag exists in your kitchen before Thursday evening arrives. Budget-friendly, no planning required, the most underrated defense against a habit that is quietly draining your wallet and your health simultaneously. 9 foods. All of them are in the frozen section you have been walking past. All of them are cheaper, less wasteful, and in several cases nutritionally superior to what is presented more attractively 2 aisles away. For years, shoppers paid extra for the illusion of freshness. The fresh section was lit to feel warm and natural. The frozen section was a white cabinet with a sliding door. The presentation gap between the two was enormous. The nutritional gap, measured at the point you actually eat the food, often runs in the opposite direction. By the time some fresh produce reaches your plate, it is nutritionally nowhere near what consumers imagine they are buying. Frozen food answered the questions of harvest timing, storage quality, and transit loss correctly. The marketing around fresh food simply spent more money making sure you never thought to ask them. Once you know what is actually happening between the farm and your fork, the frozen aisle looks completely different. And if this changed how you look at supermarket food, subscribe for more breakdowns like this.